Hello everyone, I welcome you here again. So today we have Miss Mayuri Srivastava with us. So welcome Mayuri.
Thank you so much, sir.
So Mayuri is currently a PhD scholar from BIT Mesra. So we want to start with your academic journey first. Please tell us.
Okay, thank you, sir. I did my 10th from St. Joseph's Convent, Patna, and then I did my 12th from St. Joseph's Convent, Patna only, and my specialization was science. Like I took physics, chemistry, maths was my specialization, and then I was an IIT aspirant, but that didn't happen quite well. So I passed out my 12th in 2013. That's when IIT mains and advanced were introduced. So new to the concept, literally did not have any clue how to go about it. So we decided to take forth a BBA program at BIT Mesra in the Lalpur campus. We have another off campus, Lalpur, which is in the city. So I took that course, BBA, and then for my masters, I did from Xavier Institute of Social Service, in which my specialization was financial management. I passed out from my MBA program in 2016, and for 2018, and then for 2 years around, I worked with HDFC Bank. Like I was campus placed, and then I was doing here and there, looking for what more to do. And I was academically okay. So my parents suggested that why don't you give it a try to PhD. So I was thinking about it, but was not really sure if I could really take it up. And then my few of my friends suggested that there is an opening at BIT Mesra and we should go for it. So before that, I had given net also. So that was clear. So that was also a motivation, like to take things forth from here on. So we decided to apply for, like and another friend of mine, we both decided to apply for BIT Mesra, and only I was able to get through the entrance, and not my friends. So then I decided in January 2020 to take for the course for my PhD, and then in March COVID came, and we all went online. So it was quite a roller coaster journey in which I believe my academics were kind of okay, but my ambitions were little high. Like I was always this person who wanted to do something more and not just not just the usual stuff. That was the problem with me. I wasn't very intelligent, but the thing was I did not want to settle for mediocrity or maybe just the normal stuff. I really wanted to push myself. So that is all about my academics.
Okay, that's wonderful. So what do you want to pursue, in your career once you complete a PhD? Some people go for research and development in the organization, and most of the people go in academics. So what are your aspirations now?
Sir, as of now, I really want to go for some postdoc programs. I want to I want to try at least if I'm able to get through those programs. A few programs I have shortlisted post my PhD. So hopefully I'll be applying for those, and maybe like after my postdoc, I would be in a better position to be able to answer this question whether I want to continue in academics or I want to shift to the industry, because I want to get a broader aspect of research. PhD is just a part of it. We have a lot more to discover.
Yes, that's well said. So actually, very few people are aware about postdocs. People know that there are in India there are opportunities are there for postdoc, but most of the people who are interested in postdoc they prefer doing abroad. So do you want to share something? If you want to share if you have any information about it.
So as per my personal, like this is my just personal point of view. What I have scrutinized a lot of programs, postdoctoral programs in India as well as in abroad, and I found their postdoc programs more structured than uh, from offered by our Indian universities and institutes.
Okay.
So that is one of the reasons why they are attracting more candidates from India rather than people who have done good work from India to continue their postdoc from here only. Until I feel they have some personal reason associated that they have to stay back in India for some family reason or maybe personal choice. I think most of us would want to go for some universities abroad.
Okay, yeah, that's wonderful. Because I've heard that a lot of American universities and some very well-known institutes across the world, they offer good postdoc opportunities. Okay, so a lot of
Yes.
scholars, while doing their PhD journey, they want to attend the conferences. Do you have any experience of attending conferences? Do you want to share something about it?
Yes, in my initial days of PhD, after I completed my coursework, we started looking for some real-time research. Like coursework is just an overview of some syllabus or maybe some syllabus-oriented curriculum that you're supposed to take over and get through it. And then to begin with your research journey, I guess post coursework only we take it forth. So my first exposure to the real research world was during the time when I attended conferences, and I was fortunate enough that my few of my papers got selected in esteemed universities like institutes like IIM Raipur and IIM Ranchi and all these places. So it was very fortunate for me to share my research with fellow scholars and editors and professors of high esteem of those universities and maybe other as well from the panels that they had selected. So conferences, more or less for me, it is kind of a discussion forum for scholars like us to build upon research ideas, to
Mhm.
learn more about the methodology part, to know what the world is doing, because we are not like we have been looking for the literature, we are trying to update our database, but we are secluded from the rest of the world. We think we are doing out of the box until we see what is beyond our boundary.
Mhm.
We are not aware of what is outside the box perspective. So getting ourselves into conferences and getting other people's perspective of things is quite is always quite challenging as well as insightful, because you have to share your knowledge as well, and you should be ready to take their part. So
Yes.
that is very important, I feel. And moreover, the experts comment really help us, like scholars like us. It is very insightful to get feedback from esteemed faculty members and panelists and session chairs,
Mhm.
because they look forward. We do not have that foresight to see beyond our research papers, maybe our research domain, or
Mhm.
maybe the industry on whole. So the panelists mostly give us a larger perspective to see beyond our work and get an overview. And how do we put it through to make it more acceptable to the research domain and not just a layman essay or maybe a narrative from a little better than layman person about the
Okay.
research. That's what I think of conferences.
Okay. These days, post-COVID, conferences are having in hybrid mode. So, do you have experience in going attending in physical mode, or do you have only experience of attending online mode?
I was fortunate enough to attend two conferences. I have attended five conferences by now. So
Mhm.
two conferences I have attended on virtual mode, and rest three I've attended in physical mode.
Okay.
So it was quite a mix of experiences. In personal, we get uh, like it gets better to networking. In virtual, more or less the comments are same from the panelists, and we are able to share what we want to share about our research work. But when we attend it in the physical mode and we get to know people personally, when we meet them and we get to know,
Uh-huh.
"Acha, this is also a scholar from XYZ University doing the research in domain, something that I am doing." So
Uh-huh.
it is kind of encouraging, and it feels like somebody else is also on the same boat and somebody I can rely upon. Yes, we can do something together. It is a very good opportunity for collaboration and networking, I feel, for scholars at least.
Okay, yeah, that's wonderful. Very well said. So a lot of scholars they want to publish also their research work in reputed journals. So do you want to share something? How to identify a journal, which is the best suitable one? Do you want to share something?
Recently, I published a research work on the skill development in the area that I am working, that is sustainable entrepreneurship. And in this February only, it got published, and the article is still in press, but the online version is available.
Okay,
What I
congratulations.
felt while writing the paper, thank you so much, sir. What I felt while getting my paper ready for sending it to journal till the time it got accepted, we should not lose hope. Like a lot of time we begin with high spirits, and then there is a dull time that we feel it's getting kind of bored and we are doing just a monotonous work. But I feel a lot of time it takes a lot more than just being okay with what you produce as a writer, as an idea. You have to push boundaries and you should be willing to accept the critical comments given by reviewers. A lot of time we are not open to other perspectives that people have about our work. Maybe sometimes really harsh, sometimes they agree with our perspective, but we have to be a little open about all these things. When I started my research writing for this paper, I was confused how to take it forward because we had done calculation parts, scale development part we had done, but we did not know how to frame things around it. So it was kind of tricky to get things done because we were trying to put the statistical significance of our research uh, like into the center, because scale development is more about the statistical analysis and all of that. Just a second, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry. So we were trying to build paper around that, but mostly post. Sorry. So we tried to explore good research papers for who have done good work for scale development, and we referred to those papers to understand the format of writing research that would be apt for building the research paper that we were trying to get published. And once we understood the whole format in which we want to get things done, we started building, like I along with my supervisors, we tried to build around that format. And I think it takes a lot of revisions before submission also, because once you write and then you read it after 10 days, you feel no, this is not the right thing, or maybe it is not coming out very promptly, the things that we want to take it for, the objectives are not clear. Maybe we should rephrase the aim or motivation of the study to make readers understand that this is what the research will take, how research will take forth. So that is a lengthy process, but it requires, like, you have to be there all the time. It goes around a back of the mind, it is always there. After we had finished our final draft of submission, we were kind of in between it only, we were kind of looking for few journals in which we, but the only objective was that we consider the objective of our research paper to match with journal's objective, so it doesn't get like get too much unaligned with the journal's perspective. Because my area of work is sustainable entrepreneurship, so we were really looking for journals uh, that published research works in sustainable entrepreneurship, or maybe entrepreneurship and sustainable development and entrepreneurship. So we were kind of looking to a variety of perspective that would encapsulate our work, and also we do not fall off the journal's objective and guidelines. So those were, and we shortlisted 5 research journals that where we could submit our research work. And post that, once our final draft was ready, we tried to assess that which journal would be the perfect match. So once I sent it to some really high index journal, and then it got desk rejected, and then I was really heartbroken that what did I do? Maybe my paper is not really that good. So we decided that we should at least try once more, and then my research work got through this journal, which is indexed in Scopus, Quarterly One, and SCIE as well. Wonderful. So that was quite a journey.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That was quite a journey, and yes. So that is what I feel about research writing, is that a lot of time we feel it is getting monotonous and boring, but we have to be creative a little, because things are getting everybody is posting, getting papers published um, in a very small span of time these days, because we have access to tools like ChatGPT now, which does most of the, I believe scholars have this access to such writing tools, uh, makes their creativity go a little lesser on the board. So a lot of other people are using it, exploiting it in a better way to get things done from their end. But for people like me, or maybe us, like scholars, those who really want to put their energy into conceptualizing every bit of it, and then we have to redo because we have to check the grammar and sentence structure, because we have not used any AI for that. And maybe later on we can use Grammarly to correct our grammar and sentence structure. It gets tiring, but yeah, PhD is all about perseverance, and you have to keep patience with the whole journey.
Yes, very well said. So a lot of scholars approach qualitative and a lot of other scholars approach the quantitative method. So from your experience, what do you think? Which kind of paper is easy to get published? Quantitative one or qualitative one?
Sir, my research is wrapped around mixed methodology. So
Okay.
we have case studies that we have for which we have used qualitative methods, and we have empirical work that is quantitative part. So considering both part, people usually think that qualitative part is quite easy, case study, focus group. That is a notion among scholars, I think, that it is quite easy. But from my personal experience, to comprehend a case study, to build it forth, to make it understandable, and to still have that research integrity in which you are trying to connect it with the underlying theory and the constructs that you have outlined from the manuscripts that you have read, like from the literature. It is little difficult from qualitative perspective, I feel. Quantitative, we still have access to those softwares that help us analyze our data, and it gets our job done. But for qualitative, we have to read in between the lines when we are having interviews like this, and when we transcribe uh, the conversation, and then we are trying to understand the speakers, or maybe perspective, and then we try to send it again, that this is what we thought about your our conversation, and is there anything that you would like to delete or add. And that frame of mind completely changes, because we do it after 15-20 days, and maybe some things that we missed out on, and then there are some things that we would want to add on, but that scientific integrity should be maintained. So a lot of work goes for qualitative work, I feel, from my end, and it is little difficult to publish as well, because a lot of time there is some ambiguity about the scientific methodology adopted for qualitative research work, apart from bibliometric and citation analysis, I feel, because that also includes quantitative, like calculation part. You put it into Leximancer and all of these softwares that are easily available these days, and we get things analyzed, and then we just have to uh, scrutinize the output and finally go to the findings. But if we focus on the focus group discussion, case study building, this requires really long time, and it is very tedious. I'm trying to get through all these things done for my thesis, so I know how tedious it gets.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to share with all the viewers, Mayuri?
Uh, According to me, I feel a lot of time we think PhD is just a course which can help us get more money, or maybe I'll have a doctor in front of my name and it would sound so cool. But I feel PhD is much more than all of these things, and we have to understand that this is kind of a lifestyle that we choose for ourselves.
Yes.
That we want to get into the details and depths of just one concept, one narrow thing that maybe not significant for everybody, but it is the center of our lives, that we are doing our PhD. So I feel for PhD, one should have that thing in themselves, that you really want to go till the bottom, and maybe it is going to be very difficult, and a lot of times we would anticipate that it is not going to bring us solutions that we're really looking forward to, but it gets together put really well if you try your best. And obviously we have this very well, I feel the research community is very welcoming and warm. So there is help all around from the mentors, from your institute supervisor, from your colleagues, from people who we network, from conferences and other people around. So research is a very welcoming family, I feel. So if we, and there is a lot of things available on these days, literature is available on every topic that you want to look forward to, whether it is the methodology part, or maybe if there is a writing orientation part also, that how to write the introduction, how to structure your methodology part. So a lot has been already done and been presented to us. We just have to look forward to what we are trying to grasp and just open our arms and understand. For me now, I feel it has changed my perspective a lot.
Okay, thank you so much, Mayuri, for sharing your time and
Thank you
experience
so
with
much,
all
sir.
of us. Thank you so much.
So the pleasure is all mine, sir.